Judgment time.
You're welcome, I guess.
Members of the jury.
There.
I really don't see what all the fuss is about.
Oh my God, the Scoleri brothers!
In favor of conviction.
You, Mr. Stark. You, buddy.
I am the law!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Geek Court. I'm your honorable judge and executioner, Judge Nakia. Today we're putting 3 topics on trial. Should Ben Affleck be replaced as Batman? Because of the rumors Warner Brother wants to replace him. The best movie trailer shown at Comic-Con? Publicly. So none of this Infinity War stuff. Not here. And should there be a Dr.Doom movie? Because, the Fargo creator, Noah Hawley is working on the Dr.Doom movie. These 3 topics will be fought and defended over by 2 defendants, Nathan Aaron, Larry White. Each case outcome will be determined by a jury of their peers. The jury will have final verdict on every case. Each case is worth 1 point. However, should the jury be split, my vote counts as 1/3. Do we understand this? Everybody?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yes.
We'll start with the 3 cases. Each one is worth 1 point. Let's begin our first case. Larry White, you can begin your 1-minute opening statement. Should Ben Affleck be replaced as Batman?
Now, a lot of people will say that Ben Affleck was the best thing of Batman vs. Superman. But that movie was such a dumpster fire. The bar is set so low that it's meaningless. That's like saying Shaquille O'Neal is the best part of Steel. Ben Affleck is simply not intimidating. He is the only Batman whose voice was digitally altered. The only thing you see from Batman are his eyes and his mouth. He does not have fierce, intimidating eyes. He has these sad, puffy little eyes, and they don't match this fierce brow that's on his mask. It's just not working out. Not only that, he's stiff. He's stiffer than any Batman I've seen. He's muscular, and yet his suit looks like a muscle suit. It's not believable when his CG double is moving around and being an action star, and his stunt double.
Nathan Aaron, you can begin your 1-minute opening statement.
Thank you, Judge. The thing about Ben Affleck, he fights like Batman. You could call it CG double, but that's also part of the character that Ben Affleck has put together with Zack Snyder. And, compare that with Arkham Asylum. It's beat for beat. The strategy he used against Superman, that's a Batman who's a planner. He's a strategist. All the traps that he had Superman walk into, he looks like the comic version. The comic version looks like he has a muscle suit. He trains like Batman. He's not slamming out push-ups like Christian Bale. He's doing practical, functional movements because he's going to be climbing buildings. He's going to be jumping over fences. He's pulling tires with chains. That's the type of functional, real-world stuff that Batman would do on the job.
10 seconds.
He pulls off Bruce Wayne and Batman. So I think that is the most important part. You may be able to get away with casting.
Larry White, you have 1 minute and 30 seconds to form some sort of rebuttal.
Everything that he's mentioned is from the director, the stunt people. It has absolutely nothing to do with the actor Ben Affleck. You can cast anybody to do a better job than him. Look at Carl Urban, Armie Hammer, Michael C. Hall, Michael Fassbender. These are all superb choices, and that's just from like a day of me just Googling who could be a better Batman. I want you to name anything outstanding about Ben Affleck's performance. Flashpoint, they're planning on doing Flashpoint where, I don't know if you guys are aware, the Flash goes back in time, changes things. That's a perfect opportunity to change the timeline, give us a new Batman so it's not jarring for audiences. And either way, it's not that jarring because it's happened before and audiences have accepted it. I close my rebuttal.
Nathan Aaron, you have 1 minute and 30 seconds to offer a rebuttal.
Maybe Larry didn't hear me when I mentioned that he also pulls off Bruce Wayne. That's one thing Ben Affleck does. He pulls off Batman and Bruce Wayne. He's an amazing actor. If you look at his history, Gone Girl, 88% fresh. Argo, 96% fresh. The Town, 93% fresh. Gone Baby Gone, 94%. Shakespeare in Love, 92% fresh. This guy is an amazing actor. And that's why he pulls off Bruce Wayne out of the costume, out of the Batman suit. When you just put him in a tuxedo, when he's just acting, and that's another thing that Batman does. He goes in undercover. He's a strategist.
30
so
seconds.
when he was going in to steal the plans from Lex Luthor at the party, he's mingling. He's socially looking like a aristocrat, and that's Bruce Wayne perfectly. He pulls off that duality, and I think we've gotten this far. They've set up this universe. Unfortunately, if they were to take away Ben Affleck now, that would be going back to square one. If you recast like Amanda Waller, that's one thing, but Ben Affleck, that's like recasting Robert Downey Jr. before the Avengers. It's too late in the game. We got to keep him and give him a shot because he's doing a great job, and he was the diamond in the rough for Batman vs. Superman. And Ben Affleck is the most charismatic. Look at Henry Cavill. Is he carrying the charisma? That's Superman? That's a robot for Superman. Ben Affleck is the one carrying the charisma in that movie.
I'm going to stop you there. All right, Larry White. You have 30 seconds to make a closing argument and sway your jury.
There was no charisma in that movie. Now, the only reason WB wanted Ben Affleck to begin with is because they were hoping that he was going to direct another Batman movie. But guess what? He's not going to direct that anymore. So what's the point? So get the out of here, right? We deserve a good Batman. The fact that we're even debating this is proof that he doesn't deserve to be Batman. We deserve a good Batman. When did we settle for mediocrity? I close my argument.
Nathan Aaron, 30 seconds to sway the jury.
Well, simply saying that there was no charisma in a movie doesn't really prove that. He didn't really back that up with any facts. That's his opinion. There's no charisma. But the truth is, if you look it up on the internet, they cast Wonder Woman specifically because the way that she looked in front of Ben Affleck. A lot of the other women that auditioned for Wonder Woman, they shriveled next to Ben Affleck because he has a presence. And that's one of the reasons, and you can look this up, the fact checker I'm looking at, look it up, that's why they cast Gal Gadot for Wonder Woman.
All right. There'll be 30 seconds for my bailiff to do some fact checking. Bailiff. I'm looking at you with dreamy eyes.
I'm not seeing anything. I'm looking, but it's not coming up instantly.
All right, so we're just going to throw that last statement out of the courtroom. Jury, disregard that last statement.
Horrible research, bailiff. Horrible research.
Do you guys have a verdict for the judge?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Yours is?
Same.
Yours?
Yep, wrong.
Okay, Your Honor, we hereby rule in favor of Larry.
I will concur. Larry White, I thought you did a brilliant job not only defending your argument, but offering a believable way to replace him with this Flashpoint movie. So, first point goes to Larry. Nathan Aaron, you're at 0, but you can begin your 1-minute argument on the second case, the best movie trailer shown at Comic-Con.
As a person who loves crossovers, as a person who just made a web series about crossovers, the best movie the trailer that came out of Comic-Con was Ready Player One. It's an ultimate crossover. You have the movie, let me sell you on the movie. It's 2044, the world suffers from an energy crisis. James Holliday created a VR-like Facebook everyone escapes to play games. But Holliday was obsessed with 80s, so there's a lot of 80s Easter eggs in the game, and if you discover them all, you get the rights, the keys to the kingdom, to the game.
30
and that
seconds.
last shot in the trailer with the keys, that is actually him unlocking James Holliday's castle in the game so that way he owns the world. The main character, Wade Watts, will eventually...
All right. Larry White, you have a 1-minute opening statement.
We're not arguing for what will eventually be the best movie. We're arguing for what is the best trailer. The job of a trailer is to sell you on the movie. It's no secret at this point that I hated Batman vs. Superman. I was almost reluctant to watch this trailer, but I watched it anyways, and I was impressed. They were smart. They opened on Wonder Woman because that's the most marketable thing right now. The first trailer that came out, I hated it. this one was a huge improvement. And some of the
I'm
scenes
gonna
that were
stop you for a second. You're talking about the Justice League trailer, correct?
yeah, the Justice League trailer.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Continue.
All right. The scenes that were shown from the first trailer were improved. They have a different color. They have better. They makes more sense.
20 seconds.
You can see Joss Whedon's influence on the trailer. It was funny. Commissioner Gordon in that scene where he turns around after talking to them. The Flash of all people, who's the slowest one, decides to stay there and be like, where'd everybody go? The trailer actually made me laugh.
Thank you. Thank you. Nathan Aaron, you have 1 minute and 30 seconds to offer a rebuttal.
The thing about the Justice League trailer, it didn't prove that it's not going to be a recruitment film, and that's my main worry. We're going to spend, hey, you want to be on the team? Okay, great. Next guy, hey, you want to be on the team? Okay, guys, let's go around the world. The movie is really going to be a recruitment movie, and we're going to waste a lot of time doing that, and the trailer proved no difference. And the big reveal of the villain, that's going to be CG garbage. That final fight, that's just going to be a rehash of Doomsday. It's just going to be another CG mess. And it's going to be a rehash of the Wonder Woman fight. We're going to have this god, just flames flying around. And the Ready Player One trailer, it opens up with the song Pure Imagination. And that encapsulates the theme of the movie. This movie has no limits. And in the trailer it says, your imagination, the limit is only your imagination. That's what this movie's going to be. That's what the trailer shows you. The trailer shows you this with all these small little Easter eggs. You have the DeLorean,
30
Back
seconds.
to the Future. You have Freddy Krueger. I mean, if you name a film, there's probably going to be a reference in this trailer, if you go frame by frame, that you'll find in Ready Player One. And it's Steven Spielberg. I mean, shame on you for arguing against Steven Spielberg. Spit on your direction.
No spitting in my courtroom.
Excuse me, Your Honor. Steven
10
Spielberg,
seconds.
his best work is in sci-fi, and the trailer reflects that. That's my argument.
All right. Larry White, you have a 30-second closing argument?
Steven Spielberg. I would love to know if you actually watched the BFG, one of his more recent movies. I loved this book. I was so excited that, of all people, Steven Spielberg is going to adapt it, but I had one fear: his overuse of CG from the BFG and Tintin. I watched the trailer, and my fears were met. The moment he goes into VR, I'm extremely disappointed because it's all CG, and they're not even confident in that because they're keeping the main characters silhouetted in the video game world. But if you look closely, it's all CG. It's the uncanny valley, where it's just this weird looking thing that you see from like the Polar Express and crap like that. Spielberg is at his best when he's mixing CG with practical elements. And the trailer shows absolutely nothing for story. If you want to sell people that don't love the book, that haven't read the book, they don't know what this movie's about. Someone's just playing virtual reality, and there's a company that's playing virtual reality too, and what does that tell you? Absolutely nothing. I know everything that it is, but they don't. As far as all the little Easter eggs and references, it's all hollow references because these aren't the actual characters, just people in the video game world being Freddy Krueger, being Duke Nukem, whatever, but these aren't the actual things, so you're not as invested. Just like, oh, look, a little picture, look, a little picture, but it's not the real thing. So it makes for a flashy trailer, and
Now we'll begin the closing arguments. Nathan Aaron, would you like to go first? Well, it is your turn.
I'm glad that you referenced Tintin. I mean, as far as CG, this Tintin is not CG garbage. It won an Annie Award, which is an award for animation. It actually won 22 awards. We're talking Golden Globes. We're talking like Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror. BFG won 4 awards, including Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror. It has nominations I can't even count on my hands. More than 10. I can't count. Bridge of Spies, we talk about Spielberg's modern work. Bridge of Spies won an Oscar. Lincoln won 2 Oscars. They don't call him Steven Oscar Spielberg for nothing.
Mr. White.
I would again like to point out that he didn't mention he watched BFG. Clearly, Spielberg is losing touch the moment he's like dealing with CG too much. The point of a trailer, again, is to sell you on the movie. The trailer for Ready Player One took my high expectations and lowered them. The trailer for Justice League, surprisingly, sold me on a
10
movie
seconds.
from a previous movie that I hated. I close my case.
Mr. Bailiff, do you have any fact checking?
I got nothing.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I have nothing.
Has the jury reached a verdict? Is this a split decision? My jury looks
Oh, sorry.
perplexed.
We have a tiebreaker here.
Yeah, yeah.
Where are you going?
She's a tiebreaker.
You going here?
All right, okay. So we got votes on both sides.
All right.
I want to watch the trailer for Ready Player One because you sold it to me. Very
Alright.
imaginative.
That's a vote for Nate.
That is,
Okay,
I'm
well,
well aware
I
of that,
wasn't done.
Mr. Aaron.
She
But,
wasn't done.
okay.
Let her finish.
She wants to watch it.
I liked your defense, Larry. Justice League. I also want to watch that now too. So it's hard. I think I'm gonna have to go with Nathan on this one.
Yes.
So we have 2 for Nathan and 1 for Larry White.
Correct.
Correct.
Me being the guy that's going to break the tie. Unfortunately, Mr. Aaron, I'm going to have to go with Mr. Larry White. I feel like making the contrast between the original time you saw the trailer and the new time you saw the trailer struck me as more genuine. While I do like your enthusiasm that you displayed for Ready Player One, I feel like Larry brought his A game for this one, and I
Corruption in the
apologize.
court.
Your Honor, with all due respect, you just made it a tie. You didn't break a tie.
True.
Oh, he's
No,
1/3.
My vote counts
Oh, okay.
for more. I'm 1/3.
It's just making sure I understand the law here.
Yes, yes.
Corruption in the court.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Okay, because you'll be held in contempt in a heartbeat. All right, moving on to case number 3. Larry has 2 points. Nate has 0. I'm really expecting you to bring your A game here, Mr. White. You may begin your 1-minute opening statement. Should there be a Dr. Doom movie?
There should be a Dr. Doom movie. I know it's not a popular opinion, but let's face it. The rights are never going to go back to Marvel. You have to accept that. So, nor if I were Fox, I wouldn't give up the rights either. So the question is, do I want another Fantastic Four reboot, which I hear they want to focus on the Fantastic Four's kids? Or how about a Dr. Doom movie? If you see, they've never been able to do Dr. Doom right in any of the previous movies. And the reason for that
30
is
seconds.
because there's so much more to him. In the movies, they mix his origin to make him like the fifth Fantastic Four member that goes bad. They'll never be able to show that he's also a hero. And you guys don't know that if you don't read the comics. They deserve to give him an origin where it's his rise to power as the ruler of Latveria, and in the background set up the reboot to the Fantastic Four.
Mr. Aaron, you have a 1-minute opening statement. Should there be a Dr. Doom movie?
Look at those 2 examples of Dr. Doom. Look at the track record that they have, that Fox has. Noah Hawley, he's a TV director, just like Josh Trank was. Josh directed the TV series The Kill Point right before the latest Fantastic Four rendition. So look at their track record. They're doing the same thing over again. There's no reason to believe that this time it's going to be different. And 5 years ago, when people were saying the same thing about Spider-Man, like, oh, Marvel will never get the rights to Spider-Man. We'll never see Marvel in the MCU.
30 seconds.
And look how things change. You can't say never. And I'm sure, you can hope for the best, but let's be logical here. History is going to prove itself right. And that's my argument.
Thank you. Mr. White, you have a 1-minute and 30-second rebuttal.
Fox has proven themselves not to play ball. Sony's worst with Amazing Spider-Man 2 is nowhere near the level of how bad the Fantastic Four franchise is right now. And if Fox is not playing ball with Marvel, that's it. It's just not going to happen. Again, it's either Fantastic Four reboot or let's try a shot at Dr. Doom. As far as their misfires, that's a great point because whenever they've been at their franchise lows, they've given us their best. Look at Logan, look at Deadpool, look at X-Men First Class, which were followed by some crappy Wolverine movies and Brett Ratner's X-Men 3. This is their only chance to give us a Fantastic Four reboot that audiences are sick of at this point. They need something new, and this could be completely different. This movie could be a cross between King Arthur of him
seconds.
going back taking control of a kingdom. It could have like the personality of Walter White from Breaking Bad, because he's a flawed character and an interesting character. Some of the best things are when you have flawed characters coming to power, such as House of Cards and Breaking Bad. And it could have elements of Iron Man, where we see him building his suit, his medieval Iron Man-like suit. So these are all elements that can make a great movie.
Now we will begin closing arguments. Nathan Aaron.
James Mangold, he got lucky with Logan because Bryan Singer already laid down the foundation for the characterization for Wolverine, for Logan. So if you watch X-Men and X2, you could watch Logan and you'd be happy. And so that work was already done. Fantastic Four doesn't have that luxury, especially Dr. Doom, as you can see from the image before. They don't have that history with the character. Dr. Doom is a stoic. He's not a person who can carry a movie because he doesn't talk. He talks when he has someone to make it feel inferior. So if he doesn't have the Fantastic Four or some other type of genius that he wants to prove wrong, then unfortunately it's going to be a bore fest. You know, he suffers from brevity. He's very short on his words. So I mean, if you're going to have another type of genius, it's only going to be a cheap imitation of the Fantastic Four. And if you're going to redo Fantastic Four and label it a Dr. Doom film, then it's really a Fantastic Four film. I mean, let's call the kettle black here. So it sounds like, you know, it's just, again, the same track record, same history. And if they're going to try to change the script to make it seem like it's not a Fantastic Four film because it's a Dr. Doom film, they're just trying to sell you, get your butt in the seat, when they're really just giving you another Fantastic Four film. And again, the track record, you know it's going to be bad. That's my argument.
Larry White, 30 seconds.
You can mark Logan as being great as a coincidence if it wasn't for the fact of all the other superhero movies that I just mentioned that were also great after terrible predecessors. Dr. Doom is one of the best, if not the best, Marvel villain. He's not this one-dimensional character.
10 seconds.
He deserves his own movie, and he deserves to show audiences why, in the comics, he is one of the best characters. I rest my case.
Mr. Aaron. Whenever you're ready.
I mean, the other movies he mentioned, I mean, they're not Fox movies. You know, he mentioned X-Men. I mean, we can talk about Deadpool. Deadpool is a talker. You know, unfortunately, Dr. Doom is not. I don't know what comics he's reading, or Dr. Doom is a chatterbox, but that's not reality. And if you logically do, if the bailiff does some research,
10
if he looks
seconds.
up some comics, you'll see that he's short on his words when he's not fighting another hero. And if we're going to put a hero in it, it's going to be a cheap imitation of a Fantastic Four.
Bailiff, you got any fact checking done?
I got nothing.
You are the slowest bailiff I've ever had in this courtroom.
They haven't objected to anything.
You're fired. Has the jury reached a verdict?
Yes, we have. Kind of. We vote in favor of Nathan 2-1.
Oh, I'll allow that. I thought that while your argument was very strong, Mr. White, I thought that Nathan's argument was more visceral. Yes. He really hates Dr. Doom, and he made some really good points. And a lot of your points were more hope than points.
I love Dr.
You hope
Doom.
it's like Iron Man. We hope it's like this or that. So,
Yeah, I would say he loves Dr. Doom.
I love Dr. Doom.
Just
Yeah.
fact check.
at the end of case 3, that brings the score to Nathan Aaron with 1 point and Larry White with 2.
I'm on the board.
Now we'll move into the speedster round. Each case is worth 1 point. Defendants will blindly defend 3 cases. Their stance on each case will randomly be determined by our sorting hat. First case on the docket, will the Justice League suck?
Who's going to go first?
You went first, Nathan. Nathan Aaron gets to go first this time.
What's the question?
Will the Justice League suck? The new Comic-Con trailer. You saw the movie trailer.
Okay.
Will it suck? Do you think it's going to suck? Nathan Aaron, you have 20 seconds to make an opening statement. Any minute now.
From the ashes rise the phoenix, and from Batman versus Superman will rise the Justice League movie. It's going to be, Joss Whedon,
10 seconds.
the person who created the Avengers. He knows how to balance a team, and that's what DC needs. We're not talking about Suicide Squad. We're talking about a director who knows. He created.
Joss Whedon, too little, too late. The film's already been shot. They're doing reshoots, but they can only do so much. This movie sounds like a disaster, a dumpster fire, and I know that trailer looked great. It was a great trailer, but at the end of the day, the first trailer for Batman vs Superman was great too, and that movie was horrible. So don't go by what the trailer says. In fact, everything that he said in that argument was also.
Nathan Aaron, you
How
have a
Larry-
10-second
how
final
Larry
rebuttal.
turns coat so fast. So look, as I fall, Josh Whedon, another movie that had reshoots. I'll let you know. Star Wars, horrible movie, right?
Larry White, you have a 10-second final rebuttal. Any minute now.
Do not compare Star Wars and the way Disney handles their movies to the way WB has been handling their things. Like Marvel, I should say Disney, they know how to.
Objection. I was referring to the original Star Wars before Disney had their hands in it.
Does my bailiff have some facts to check?
I have to check them, but
You have 30 seconds. Type faster.
He is flying.
I'm going to look this up. Can I put my bailiff on trial?
the website's frozen.
Moving on. Has the jury reached a verdict?
Sure. Your Honor, let the record reflect we, the jury, hereby rule in favor of Larry.
Wow.
I fact checked that as incorrect.
What are you talking about? There's scenes where Luke isn't even.
No, I was fact checking their
He was
approval of Larry.
Oh, I agree. But, the jury has decided, Larry White, you walking away with 3 points to Nathan's 1.
Damn.
Second speech around. Docket is the best 2017 Summer Geek film. Best 2017 Summer Geek film. These will randomly be pulled from a hat.
Give me something good. Give me something good.
You guys will have 20 seconds.
What am I doing with this again? What was it?
The best Summer Geek film of 2017.
Oh my god.
Larry White, you have a 20-second opening statement.
You're killing me, Aaron.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tales, No Tales. Talk about a return to form. The fourth movie, we had Jack Sparrow as the main character. The thing is, Jack Sparrow is at his best when he's a supporting character, which he finally gets to be in this movie again. And we brought back Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley.
Bailiff, fact check that. Nathan Aaron, you have a 20-second opening statement.
Who here loved Anthony Hopkins in Westworld? Little poll, everyone? Of course.
Don't poll the jury.
How about
yeah.
Anthony Hopkins with real robots? And let's throw in some dinosaurs, throw in some Nazis. I'm talking about the film, the cinematic masterpiece from Game Changer Michael Bay, Transformers: The Last Night. We have Optimus Prime.
We do have Optimus Prime. Larry White.
Ooh, I thought I was in trouble when I drew Pirates of the Caribbean, but man, I hated Transformers. I walked out like actually angry. Everyone in my office at work heard.
Nathan Aaron, you have a 10-second final rebuttal.
Larry doesn't speak for the box office. And Transformers: The Last Night, the public wanted it, and it's through the roof. Box office, opening weekend, amazing.
Objection, that was the lowest opening.
Bailiff?
Which movie?
Transformers, opening weekend.
Maybe the
Sustained,
lowest,
and you're out of time. Bailiff, I need some facts checked really quick, or you're fired.
Oh my god, you guys are killing me. Hold, please. I fact checked that it seems like Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley are back for like very small roles in this new movie. At least that's what Wikipedia is telling me. And then for opening weekends, let's see. Which one? You're saying the last night?
Last night,
$128,799,479 with the lowest opening. Correct.
Sustained.
Lowest opening of what?
Of all the Transformers films.
But that's still financially successful, though.
Has the jury reached a verdict?
Yes. We, the jury, have reached a split decision in favor of Larry 2-1.
I'm going to go... Ooh, that's tough. I got to side with the jury on this one. Larry White gets the point. Larry, that puts you at 4 to Nathan's 1.
Anthony Hopkins, man.
The last speedster question. The worst summer geek film of 2017. Nathan Aaron will go first.
Shake it up good, man. Shake it up.
Deep in the hat.
Don't berate my bailiff.
Watch out for the sorting hat, man. He's got feelings.
Nathan Aaron, you have 20 seconds.
What's the question again?
Worst summer geek film of 2017.
Worst?
Worst.
The movie I just pulled is the worst?
The worst. Begin. 20 seconds. Starting when you open your mouth, which is hopefully now.
All right. Spider-Man: Homecoming. You know, it's a bad movie because Spider-Man is doing everything that he does right, and all the high school drama. Like enough. We get it. He's in high school. Let's get back to the superhero stuff. Like
Larry White. Worst geek film of 2017.
I love Spider-Man: Homecoming. The worst movie of this summer is clearly Wonder Woman. Look at that final act. That final act was a disaster. What was going on with this whole the movie looked beautiful up until the final act. The final act does not match the first 2 acts of the movie. The first 2 acts are this beautiful war film, and the third act it looks just like Batman vs Superman.
10-second final rebuttal. Mr.
Spider-Man:
Aaron?
Homecoming, directed by a man. Wonder Woman, directed by a woman. We have a woman lead. The movie is important to uplift society and give women, their final. I know 2 women are in the jury, and I'm not making this argument.
Mr. White, you have a 10-second final rebuttal.
A feminist should believe in equality, and the fact that Spider-Man was directed by a male should not deduct points from how great that movie was. This is the first time that we actually saw Spider-Man truly what he was supposed to be.
Bailiff, do you have any facts to check?
No.
You're fired. Has the jury reached a verdict?
Yeah, 2? Or we got 2?
Women power.
Where are we at?
2 votes for Nate so far. What's either?
All right. I'm gonna let you decide, so I'm gonna go with Larry.
Oh, I will flip this desk over and burn this courtroom down before I let Wonder Woman be called the worst film. So, Nathan Aaron will get a point. Put you at 2 to Larry's 4.
It hurts me. It hurts me getting that point.
Now, for the sudden death question.
No sudden death of a clear winner.
Well, technically, you're the clear winner. So we don't do sudden death? I guess we don't need to do sudden death.
I guess
Nate,
so.
Nate, you can't win this. You can't. We're just going to not do sudden death this time.
Man.
Because you can't win. I
You want
apologize.
some extra points?
I'm the judge here! No more sudden death. Because
You
just
still
not
can't
gonna
beat
win.
me if you won sudden death.
Maybe.
He could beat you if you experience sudden death.
Oh.
So today's Geek Court winner is clearly Larry White. Congratulations. That concludes today's proceedings. I'd like to thank our 2 defendants. And I would also like to thank the jury for doing their civic duties. And I'd like to thank Full Moon Creative for letting us shoot here. Make sure to share, subscribe, and leave us a comment if you think, Nate should have won. I don't think he should have won. But if you do, just go ahead.
Commenting.
I'm today's Geek Court judge, Judge Nakia. Thank you for joining us. Court is adjourned. Mr. Bailiff.